Now Castleford, the same 17 that won at Huddersfield last Friday. Owen, Dixon, Shenton, Withers and Wainwright, Faumuina and McGoldrick. Forwards, Sargent, Chase, Hubie, Ferris, Jones, who skippers the side, and Westerman. And on the bench, it's Clayton, Higgins, Boyle and Netherton. And the coach is Terry Mattison. Catalan Dragons have got Greenshields at full-back. Then it's Bell, Bale, Croker and Pello, Mogg and Bosk. There's no Jamal Fakir, he's on a two-match suspension. So Ferriol comes into the front row alongside Maguire and Guisset, who skippers the team, Ellimer, Gossard and Carlaw. And the bench here, Perry, Muniz, Riles and Casti. And the coach is Kevin Walters. Well, the Castleford Tigers fans know that we're at the two-thirds point of the season. After this week, as I say, just 9 rounds will remain. And Castleford won at Huddersfield last Friday. They are walking the playoff tightrope, though. Their 13-6 win last week has bolstered their hopes of a first playoff appearance in 7 years. But is this the point of no return for these Catalan Dragons? Defeat here will leave them 6 points off Castleford, who began the weekend 9th in the table and out of the playoff places themselves. Jerome Guisset and the Dragons finished 3rd last year, but they began the 2009 season with just 1 win from their first 7, and that means that they have got it all to do right now. But Jerome Guisset, he's the only ever present in this Catalan Dragons side. 30 years of age, he has tons of Super League experience, and he's been capped by his country on no fewer than 29 occasions. Well, the Castleford Tigers supporters have cheered their men to winning 8 games so far this season. That's more than the entire campaign in 2008. They achieved 9 wins in 2006, 2 more wins, and it would be their best record since 2003. They lost home and away to Catalan Dragons in 2006 and 2008. They won, though, in Perpignan in March, 24-22. Now they go for a Super League double. They've met only 6 times previously, these two sides, and when you think about it, this is the genuine counter-culture fixture in Super League. A rock-solid, traditional club from deep in the heartlands of the game against the club that represents exciting expansion and growth. Ian Smith is the match referee. There's Kevin Walters. He has a little bit of a personal score, I suppose, to settle with Terry Mattison. They were playing colleagues in the 1992 and 1993 Aussie Grand Finals against St George. Walters was standoff, Mattison at loose forward. Tonight they're on opposite sides of the fence as Thomas Boss gets this game in motion. And a vital game, Steve-O, for these two clubs. They're both ambitious, they've got to both win, though.
Certainly is, and you've added that extra spice in with Walters and Mattison. They're playing together, and I must say that Catalans, they realise they cannot afford to lose any more games, otherwise they will be out. Especially, they've got to get at least a draw here tonight. Won't be easy. Castleford buoyed by the fact that it was a pretty impressive performance against Huddersfield last week. And I think that Terry Mattison, the coach, to be looking towards the trio of Rangy Chase, Ryan McGoldrick and the fullback Richard Owen, which was so important to the win last week.
Indeed so. They were pretty sound defensively last week, and they were inventive in attack as well. That's a good kick. It will turn Dimitri Pello around, and the chase from Castleford is outstanding. Here they come, and McGoldrick gets the hit in on Dimitri Pello, and he is then grounded by 2 more. 3 more. Wonderful chase from the Castleford Tigers.
Certainly threw down the gauntlet there. Kicking game and the chase was excellent last week. And I must say that I watched the highlights from Catalan. They played Warrington last week, and I had the impression that Clint Greenshields, one of their major weapons, of course, at the full back, I don't think he was fully fit. Kevin Walters, their coach, will be looking towards being 100% today. That's a beautiful move.
It is. It's a great break down that right-hand side, and it's Olivier Ellimer with Cyril Gossard in close attendance too. Gossard it is actually who plays the ball. Here is Adam Mogg. They're on the last here. They're running it. Boss gets the pass away to Greenshield. Here is Dimitri Pello. Dixon has missed him. Dixon has missed him again, but he's also lost the ball. That's an escape for the Castleford Tigers. Wainwright comes up with the ball.
Jean-Philippe Bale had the opportunity. Missed him on the first occasion. And Michael Wainwright, very fortunate to get on that through, but Gossard made the break. Super stuff.
And if you can keep your opponents to less than 10 points in a game of rugby league, you stand a very good chance of winning the match. Castleford did it last week against Huddersfield, and it was the first time in 18 months they've been able to defend so well. Tremendous effort. That's 44 games of rugby, and that was their best defensive effort last week. That sort of effort again in defence, recovery when your line's broken, and you stand a very good chance of progressing through to the playoffs.
The referee has wiped the tackle count down there. The kick upfield was charged down. So Castleford with 6 more tackles to go here, and in possession with Westerman. He finds Dean Widders, who tries to go inside Thomas Bosk. Jean-Philippe Bale is there to bring him down. And here goes Westerman again, taking on Bosk, who stands up to him. Terry Mattison, the Castleford coach, very much aware that his team haven't really played well in terms of results on this field this year. Only 2 victories in the Super League, and they really want to do more. Owen spreads it wide.
Good offload there by Faumina. Looked as though he'd finished the tackle, but got it away.
Catalan Dragons muscling up in defence. That's Stuart Jones. This is the last tackle. Up it goes off the boot of Rangi Chase. And Shenton is chasing this. Oh, it's a knock-on. This will be a try for Ferris if he grounded it properly. And the looks on Ferris's face and the other Castleford players, I think there's a major doubt about this. It was certainly a knock-on by the Catalan Dragons in their own in-goal area. Ferris was first to it.
They're all onside. It's a massive kick there by Rangi Chase. Well, then was he taken out there?
Bell has lost it.
Bell dropped it, but Shenton appeared to be taken out by Greenshields.
Oh, that's okay.
Try. Ferris has no problem with that at all. This will come up TRY. In fact, he was pushed away. In fact, if it had left him, if Greenshields would have left him, I reckon Michael Shenton may have been adjudged to have taken the man out in the air. They'll check for the grounding, but it looks okay. And this, to me, will be given. Well, what a start for the Tigers.
Brett Ferris had a try chalked off by the video referee in that very spot when we were last here against Warrington, but he has had one credited to his name here tonight. And Brett Ferris, 7th try, now with his hometown club, Castleford, after a couple of years at Wakefield. Only 13 for Wakefield last year, and an important 4 points here.
Look at the height. Rangi Chase has got on this, and you can see Greenshields. He actually just shoulder charges Michael Shenton out of the way. And I reckon if he didn't do this, he could have been deemed to have been obstructing Bell. Either way, Ferry says, I'll take the 4. Can Dixon add the extras?
In great kicking form this year, 66% success rate, but he's missed that first kick. It was a bit of a scratchy kick from Kirk Dixon, who's been in great form with the boot. He is the leading point scorer, wearing a Union Jack in Super League this year. But Terry Mattison, 2-year deal, safely lodged, and well, highly deserved. And Ferris, good try.
And I think it showed last week when they announced that his additional 2 years to his contract for Mr. Madison, in as much that the players show that they really do want to keep him here. A bit of a safety check when the Catalans broke on that far right-hand side. But what about the kick from Rangi Chase? He really is playing in top form as that fella.
And Castleford here get a penalty for a swinging arm. Casey Maguire. Oh, is it offside, is it? I beg your pardon.
Yeah, quite a few of them got out of the blocks. Maguire, one of them. Well, such a wonderful start by the visitors. French outfit out on that right centre.
They're not the best travellers, though, you know, Steve-O. 15 wins, 37 defeats in their appointments away from home. This is their 99th weekly round appearance in Super League. They've won 48 of them, but they're on the back foot at the moment because here comes Faumuina, and he's found Richard Owen, who powers through Richard Owen. Oh, great try from the 19-year-old. Wonderful try. Beautiful pass. Terry Mattison's men give us some great entertainment here. Always don't end up on the right side of the ledger. But Richard Owen's try, absolutely sensational. And it took some scoring, didn't it? It really did. He's played 17 out of 20 so far, including each of the last 4, and that's try number 6 of 09.
Super switch, look at that. They were going down that short blind side. Rangy Chase will do too, and he knew exactly. The fullback was coming through on the second phase. Are we going that way? No, we ain't. Oh, that's superb stuff. The combination, McGoldrick off the pass from Rangy Chase. Nothing was going to stop this guy. Oh, is he happy? Superb performance there from the fullback. But what about the switch? Sensational.
Anyway, I tell you what was amazing about that play. 11 of the 13 Tigers players were involved in that. Okay, only 2 of them not really at any decoy. What about that for a kick? He's kicked it out of the ground.
He has kicked it out of the ground. That could be on the roof of your car, Phil. It went that far. 10-0. Mind you, we mustn't talk about your travelling experiences tonight.
There you go, back on the inside. He's such a wonderful thinker. Rangy Chase, the big fella Farmina, you could see how it just came at the right moment, at the right time.
A grim start for the Catalan Dragons, a wonderful start for the Castleford Tigers.
Surrender! Stand! Wait! Go!
And it's Castleford who are in possession. I can only remember the Catalan Dragons with ball in hand once. They cut Castleford open down that left-hand side of their defensive line. But since then, it's been one-way traffic. It really has.
Certainly has. It's warning. Alarm bells are ringing, and that man, Kevin Walters, been very, very disappointed. But to be fair, the way that they planned that try, for the fullback Richard Owen, would have taken a very good outfit to have stopped it.
McGoldrick spins a wide pass to Westerman. They have men on the overlap here. It's Dixon down the line, and Pello comes across with Bale and also with Elima to cut him down. It's the last tackle here, though, for the Tigers. Westerman to McGoldrick, infield again to Chase. He'll hoist it high once again. Oh, Famuina's after this. It's dropped again. Was he? Oh, he went backwards, says the referee. He was in a decent position.
Good job that Green Cheese was there just to sweep up. Well, the high kick is creating all sorts of problems for the Catalan outfit.
He got it right, the referee.
They really realise that Stephen Bell is not very confident underneath. He didn't look too confident, did he, when he was going for that one?
Remarkable, really, when you think the way Catalan Dragons have struggled this year. If you look down their list, they've got plenty of experience, like this man, Green Shield, but also Bell. He's a Queensland State of Origin player once upon a time. Jason Croker, who is Australian international. They have a penalty here, though, because David Ferriol was offside, the Castleford defence.
Hardly any of the Tigers got back in time. And you add to that, you know, Adam Mogg, Thomas Boss playing at the 2 half-back positions. It really does add a lot of power to them, a lot of skill as well.
Well, here they come, the Catalan Dragons with Jérôme Guisset, French international, of course. And this team is littered with French international stars. He is one of them, Ferriol. Good run from him. They can't let Ferriol pick up pace. And Croker is the man at acting halfback, and he finds Casey Maguire, goes into Dane Carlaw. Carlaw, another former Australian Test star. Maguire is there again at dummy half, a Queensland State of Origin rep. Mogg, good ball. Oh, put down by Croker.
Good switch, though. They did exactly the same thing. And you can see there that Mogg knew that it was outside him, but Croker, that was great work, wasn't it, by Michael Wainwright? Not to the satisfaction of their coach, Kevin Walters, but Croker realised that all he had to do was take that, but give full credit to Michael Wainwright. Came out from the whitewash, bang, straight into his face.
10-0, 10 minutes gone. Because of the crowd appealing that they were very quick out of the scrum then, the Catalan Dragons pack, and there might have been an offence at that scrum, but Ian Smith is not convinced.
Been one of the big problems this year for the Catalan outfit is that this man's on fire.
He is. He's playing really well.
Just saying the big problem is that they do give away silly penalties. the French outfit.
It's a skinny 10 metres that Ian Smith is keeping at the moment. And it's a bit like a dog's hind leg at times, the Catalan Dragons' defence. That's better. Here is Craig Hubie, gets the ball away, but it was played out by the Catalan Dragons man. It's another 6 to go, and that's a penalty. Richard Owen felt that from Ferriol.
Yeah. Sheer desperation by the big prop forward, Ferriol. Got it right.
Terrible pass.
Elima claiming to the official, but you can see a real throttle. They'll go for the corner. They won't bother with the 2 points on offer.
Does that surprise you, Terry, or do you think they should turn the screw?
I just think looking at the way that they're playing, they're throwing the ball around, they're not taking the big Catalan forwards on up the middle. I think they're always trying to get outside of the C defender, likes of Oliver Elima, David Ferriol, really big and aggressive. And the guy likes of that Rangi Chase, he is absolutely inspirational, but it could be a big week. He's playing hooker tonight, and the big French forwards could get at him.
Chase gives the ball here to Falmouina. He finds McGoldrick. It's picked up by Richard Owen, and that's back to 6. Oh, knock on. The referee now has said that was a knock on earlier. He was a bit slow with the whistle then.
Well, the only thing I can think of is that it is at a little bit of assistance. I think that would be classified as one. McGoldrick. Yeah. Even though his body has gone forward, it was certainly in a forward motion.
It was a fumble, whether it went forwards or backwards.
Very fortunate indeed, because the French outfit, their defence is all at sea.
I think the season's on the line here, Steve-O. We're 12 minutes into this game and they're only 10 points behind. But if the Tigers continue and score again, I can't see a way back for the Catalan Dragons. They don't seem to have an interest or passion, really, that we saw from them last year. And I know there's a lot of technical aspects to involving rugby league, but ultimately you've just got to run hard when you get the ball, and I don't see enough of that from the Catalan Dragons.
Casey Maguire with a 40-20 attempt, but it's stayed a little bit too close to the posts for his liking. It's picked up by Richard Owen again. It's been a fairly hot and humid day here in West Yorkshire. It's probably to the Catalan Dragons' liking in terms of temperature, but so far it's the Tigers who have shown up best.
Well, I'm with Phil in regards to the fact that last season the Catalan forwards, they were on fire. They really wanted the ball, give it in the air, get over the advantage line. We haven't seen that same enthusiasm this year.
Good tackle by Casey Maguire, though. Tackle number 4. Castleford still inside their own half. Now they cross the halfway with Mitchell Sargent. And that'll be the last tackle for the Tigers here. And Rangi Chase off the outside of the boot this time. Dinks it over the top. But easy for Clint Greenshields. And Greenshields will run this ball back. He gets as far as Widders and Westerman. Quick play the ball. That's what the Dragons want. And Dimitri Pello plays the ball to Thomas Bosk. Here now is the number 16, Olivier Elima. He was with Castleford in Super League 7 years ago. He made a try-scoring Super League debut with the Tigers then. Now he's back here in the colours of the French. With Bosk to Greenshields. Wide pass and finds Pello. Pello cuts in field. McGoldrick is there to bring him down. Last one for the Catalan Dragons. Greenshields will find Bosk. There's the kick. It's a high kick to test Richard Owen. It's not a terribly enthusiastic chase. And Richard Owen is able to run this ball back easily till he reaches Pello.
They went for the second goal. Owen looks at the official and says, how about a penalty? Not forthcoming.
Dimitri Pello, he's missed the last 3 with a knee injury. That's Dixon. That was high.
That was a high one. No seeing Kurt Dixon got it right in the face.
Falmouina thought about the pass wide. Go! Rangi Chase. Just took his eye off the ball.
He's human, isn't he? Just took his eyes off the ball there. Didn't realise that Falmouina was going to offload it. You can see he was looking to see what the traffic was like. Wasn't all that busy either. But David Ferriol was lurking.
Steve-O, I think that they're lacking energy. I was saying it before the game that last weekend going over to Barcelona to play against Warrington, it was a good big build-up for that game, and I don't think that going to Castleford the following week has really got them there. I just think that they're not turned on. Last week they put everything into that effort to try and get over Warrington. They got beat, and they're not switched on for this game tonight.
Yeah, last week in Barcelona they got a club record attendance. It saw them lose to Warrington though. But the fact that it was played in Barcelona, it provided one of the great occasions in the 14-year history of this competition. Here is Greenshield, this is Jean-Philippe Fair, that's a good tackle by Dixon. And he was helped out as well by Ryan McGoldrick. This is Bosk. Here now is Dane Carlaw. He's clattered to the ground underneath the sticks. Last tackle here for the Dragons. Maguire will give it to Bosk. His little kick to the in-goal area wasn't the best, but that's a good chase from Elena.
Good work by the second rower. First time that the Catalans really have shaped anything that was going to trouble the Tigers. They knew exactly that Bosk was going to put the kick through. It's a wonderful chase. And it's just something like that that'll lift the spirits. We know the quality of this man, Thomas Bosk.
And if they look in the history books, they'll know that they came here, Catalan Dragons, first round last year. They were trailing 12-2 at half-time, and they fought back in the end, and they won by 21 points to 14. So this game is not beyond them.
It was a cold and miserable night though, Eddie, if I remember rightly, and the conditions tonight suit Castleford at the best. They're tackling quite well, defence is hungry, and when the movement of the ball is good, the fumble from Rangi Chase, here's followed up by here now, the referees look to assistance, and now by Cyril Gossard. I thought the Dragons would be hoping that the turnaround came with Chase's error, and it looks as though the Dragons have lost their opportunity to attack.
Well, we see it often, don't we, where instead of standing upright, they try to just get the play the ball, and it's always a mess.
Well, they play the ball, Steve-O, at the moment, and I know it's an old hobby horse of mine this season, but it has become an embarrassment.
Well, Eddie, if I can interrupt, if you listen to the referee's mic carefully, he has told almost every single player to make contact with a foot on this, and he's trying his best, Eddie, to ensure that the game carries the proper rules.
Well, if he tells them to play with the foot and they don't penalise them. He's penalised Catalan Dragons here for offside.
And as I mentioned earlier, the lack of coordination and understanding amongst the teammates is to say, you need someone in that defensive line shouting, hey, come on, smarten, get it straight, go as a unit, and they're not doing that.
An opportunity here then for Castleford again, and here goes Liam Higgins, driving his considerable frame at the Catalan Dragons defence.
10 metres, wait, go.
Rangi Chase to Ryan McGoldrick. Pops the ball up for Hubie, who was nearly through. It was an important tackle that by Elima. Here is Rangi Chase, still Rangi Chase, gives it then to Brett Ferris. Good tackle by Adam Mogg. Michael Shenton will give it to Chase. And Chase then finds McGoldrick. McGoldrick attacking the line, has lost the ball. They might rue these errors, Castleford.
Golden opportunities, just frittering it away and then realising McGoldrick. So I must say there was a moment there where Rangi Chase, he was looking for support. I also, Teddy Matterson has to get the message out. Say, listen, it's one thing playing fast open rugby league football all the time, and he'll be happy with the scoreline, but just camp down in your opposition quarter, you know, the attacking zone. Just apply that pressure. Don't try to score on every single movement. Wear them down.
I suppose it's difficult when, on the face of it, and what we're watching and observing, they are so far on top. But now, this is valuable ground forward for the Catalan Dragons. A penalty for offside.
But when you look at the question of why Catalan haven't been as impressive this year, you have to look at the recruits. One of them's just come onto the field, Eddie, Jason Riles. He missed a major part of the season, came back for his first game last week since mid-April, and Riles on the field should make a difference to the Dragons.
Yes, he's an imposing figure of a man, Jason Riles. Ball is moving towards him now, but it's with Carlaw. Riles is standing just 2 outs from this play the ball, and Maguire will probably go to him. No, they go to Bosk instead. Movement, good movement too. It's Greenshield back on the inside to Bell. Good tackle by Westerman.
Had to be as well. It was a superb combination.
This is Croker. And Croker is held up short of the line. 4 tackles gone. Croker plays the ball. Back it comes quickly. And here is Jason Riles. Riles with those legs pumping. Good scrambling defence from Castleford so far. Last tackle here for the Dragons. Maguire. Back it comes to Thomas Bosk. Wide it goes to John Philippe Bale. Philippe Bale gets it away to Pello. Pello is in for the tackle for the Dragons.
Well finished. This will be given.
And the Castleford fans are complaining, though Kevin Walters won't. They're complaining that that was a double movement, but the referee had a little word with his touch judge, and there was a shake of the head, and so Dimitri Pello is awarded his 8th try of the campaign as he comes back to the side after missing the last 3 with that knee problem. Try in last year's 38-30 home win against Castleford. He was one of 9 Catalan Dragons in the World Cup in 2008. This is exactly what they wanted.
Went for the power play. See there, Thomas Bosk. They thought they were going to go for the kick, but what about the offload from the big fella? Jean-Philippe Bale puts in the winger. I think the momentum's got him over. Crowd seen it as you have as well. The winger took the gamble, came out of his position, Dixon, and took Bale. Oh, maybe on a second look, yeah. Maybe his momentum has stopped.
His head's still moving, the body is moving, it has to be a legitimate try.
The problem is he lifted the arm.
It doesn't matter, his body's still moving and he's bounced over the line, but the body is still moved.
Even if his elbow touches the floor and his body is still going forward, his legs, you could see him going. There's no way in the world that was no try.
Tell this lot around us.
No, you.
Great kick. Fantastic kick from Thomas Bosk. 10-6. You can hear what the Castleford fans think of that decision. I agree with you, momentum was with him, but the arm came up and there were hands on him when
but that's irrelevant that the arm comes up, Eddie. The body continues to move. The momentum of the body takes him over the line. You don't have to keep the ball on the floor.
There would have been no question about it if he'd not done that and lifted the arm.
But it's very hard to stop, isn't it? When you're going forward like that, it's very hard to just stop still like that.
How do you know he intended to lift the arm, Eddie, and he didn't bounce off the floor?
Either way, it's on the scoreboard.
Exactly.
And Terry Matheson will be sending out the message. We were discussing it earlier. Stop trying to score on every single play. You've got a job to do. They could have been camped down the other end of the field, and they've allowed the Catalans to get back into this game, and full credit to them.
I said they might come to rue the mistakes. Catalan Dragons, though, back in the match here. Riles' presence has paid dividends for Kevin Walters.
Well, they've rolled the sleeves up, haven't they? They said, come on, forwards, get that advantage, give us a chance.
Good kick from Mogg. He's gone for a 40-20 here. He's gone for a 40-20, Adam Mogg, and Richard Owen just watched the bounce. Mogg is leading the chase as well. There's much more enthusiasm out there now.
That was a wonderful kick and chase. That'll lift the spirits of the players, and not only as well, their coach Kevin Walters. And they look a little bit shell-shocked in the Tigers at the moment.
It's a good fight back. A good fight back from the Catalan Dragons. He knows that just at the moment there's a little crisis for the Tigers. Credit the Dragons for giving them that. They've restricted them to their own half at the end of that set of 6. Rangi Chase just pumps it downfield to gain some ground. That's a good kick. It won't run dead, will it? No, it won't. Greenshields has to run it back. But the chase from Castleford wasn't quite as enthusiastic as it was 20 minutes ago.
There was only Michael Shenton there. And maybe over the last 10 minutes where the Tigers have had to do quite a lot of defending. It's taken a little bit of the fire out of the belly, that is for sure.
Dimitri Pello, he always is prepared to come in off his wing, isn't he? And lend a bit of hand up the middle. Here's Riles. 4 tackles gone. Still midway inside their own half. Catalan Dragons as Maguire goes in a little run of his own. Oh, good hands from Gise. Gets it away to Gregory Muniz. Good job that Shenton was there. Last tackle here. And Mogg with a kick down the line. An invitation for Bell to chase. Mogg's chasing it as well. But it's well policed there by
Rangi Chase did an exceptional job. But it just shows you how it's lifted this French outfit. And they look a little bit lost at the moment, Tigers. They've got to get back to basics. It was one thing opening out in the opening 15 minutes with all fancy stuff. It caught the French outfit really cold, but they've got to start getting back into it. Oh, good work!
Widders, oh, that was a silly pass from Widders. Oh, he says play on, the referee.
But he's got it right.
It looked like it was a knock-on to me.
Well, he tried to flick him backwards, which it did go backwards. Oh, that's poor play. They couldn't organise themselves, Castleford. Ryan Boyle took it up, didn't realise he was the last.
And when he did, he flicked the ball back and straight into Oliver Ellimer's hands.
But they should have been looking for the kick.
As you say, they lost the count, I think. This is Greenshields. That's an important tackle there from Ryan Clayton. Maguire and Bosk. Mogg again. They're suddenly playing like a team who knows their season's on the line here. Croker back to Bosk. Here is Muniz. Last tackle here for the Catalan Dragons. Maguire gets the ball back to Mogg. Oh, there's a huge hole for Bosk, an even bigger hole for Bale. And Jean-Philippe Bale goes in and levels the scores. Catalan Dragons well and truly back in it. And a smile at last from Kevin Walters. And a smile or two from the tiny band of faithful followers who follow this team from deep in the south of France throughout the Super League. They're level pegging, and the kick to come from Bosk. And in a second or two, they could be 2 points to the good.
And they've only got themselves to blame. Ryan Boyle trying to offload there, an impossible situation. Should have sorted themselves out. Opening 15-20 minutes, they were applying the pressure, the Tigers. Now it has completely swung around. They run out of numbers. Bale, it was so easy. Beautiful play. You can't ask for much better than that, and the smile on Kevin Walters' face will tell it. Widders just came out of the line. It's game on.
He's an exciting French talent, this fellow, and he's really making a mark this year in Super League. Jean-Philippe Bale, that's his 8th tries in all competitions, 7th in the Super League, and playing in his 15th game in a row in the centres. Now then, Thomas Bosk to complete the comeback. It's 10-all, this for a 2-point lead. He has missed that. That's unusual for a kicker of his quality. 10 apiece though at the Jungle.
The game's so easy, isn't it? It's just you've got to come up with that field position. This Catalan side will attack you from anywhere. If you give them cheap field position and you give them the territory, they'll just score them tries. There's so many people who push up in numbers, the likes of Adam Mogg, Thomas Bosk, Clint Greenshields out the back. You need to grind down the field position and come away with the ball.
Well, the French outfit, they went back to basics. We've already mentioned the inclusion of Jason Riles from the bench. Certainly had a lot of power and weight, but they're just doing things very standard, basic, good, solid, hard work. Get into a good position, let Mr. Mogg and Mr. Bosk do the rest, and that is what they're doing.
The Castleford Tigers will get possession from the scrum here, and that's a crime from Remy Casti, because that was on only the second tackle this set of 6 from the kickoff. But the Castleford supporters here, the players owe them a win. They've lost the last 4 on their home ground. They've only won twice here so far this season under Terry Matteson. As I say, 2 points on home turf is overdue for the Tigers as Shenton comes down this right-hand side.
Well, the amazing thing that on 2 occasions early in the game, they peppered the winger on that right-hand side, Stephen Bell, who looked very dodgy under the high bomb. Have they done it since? The answer is no.
Widders gets to his feet. Rangi Chase, Ryan Clayton, McGoldrick, Famuina, Richard Owen. Good tackle by Mogg and Croker. Famuina, the dummy half. Owen not impressed with the way he was delayed in getting to his feet to play that ball. 4 tackles gone. Castleford underneath the Catalan Dragons posts with try-scorer Brett Ferris. Chase to Clayton. The Catalan Dragons defence, though, was not fooled by that. Last tackle. Chase, McGoldrick slides the kick in. And it's the right side of the whitewash as far as Greenshields is concerned. Good mopping up. Here's Bell.
Very brave indeed, wasn't he, Clint Greenshields? Talk about putting your body on the line. McGoldrick tried his damnedest. Oh, that's a big error.
It went backwards though, play on. Came off his foot, says referee Ian Smith. Well, they're giving Castleford every encouragement to get back in the lead here.
Well, look to knock on. Clear as anything as far as I'm concerned.
Last tackle. They're only just outside their 20-metre zone, the Catalan Dragons. Oh, Muniz has dropped it. Ball's gone back. Still the last tackle. Marv is trapped under pressure from Westerman. He gets the ball away. And Richard Owen collects it on the fly. Oh, that's a high shot.
And the touch has seen it. Yeah, he has to see it as well.
Jason Riles, the culprit.
He's caught a few as a full-back so far in this game, Richard Owen. Just a warning from the man with the whistle, Ian Smith. He's definitely high. More of a grab and a throttle, try to get away with it.
They have been penalised, Eddie, more times than any other team for high tackles. It's nothing new, it wasn't last year. Still, they hit people high and it cost them points. Luckily,
Right,
Richard Owen's okay, yeah.
He's okay. Now then, Jason Riles, the man penalised, lines up in the defensive line. As Chase restarts it, finds McGoldrick. Here is Higgins. Straight drive up the middle.
Good run as well, just go back into it, get the big fellas moving.
Famuina pops the ball up here for Ferris. It was Remy Casti who affected that tackle. Here's Famuina again. Well, he's got so much skill, Famuina, but now and again he just lets himself down a bit. Oh, that's a knock on. They're lucky to get away with this.
They are, that could have been an intercept and that could have been curtains. Well, what on earth is going through the mind of Terry Mattison, the Tigers coach? Just cannot believe that. Oliver Ellimer harassing the fullback Richard Owen, and Thomas Boss just couldn't get the fingertips to it. He knows it, does Mattison. They've just completely gone into a hole.
So McGoldrick will feed this scrum. We're 7 minutes away from half-time. McGoldrick gets the possession. Withers drives it in again. Dean Withers pressed into service in the centres these days. His third appearance in a row there. Plays the ball to Richard Owen. Here's Ryan Clayton again. Rangi chase. McGoldrick finds Westerman. Westerman gone through the hole. Brilliant pass. Richard Owen. Fantastic try if it's given. Second try for Richard Owen if it's given. The pass from Westerman's worth the 4 points alone.
I think it's dropped it. At the very last minute, I think Greenshields just puts him off enough. Here comes Greenshields. And does he drop that? Oh, that is going to be very tight indeed. Apex of the ball, I suppose, is on the whitewash on that moment. He's nowhere near the whitewash on the outside on the touchline.
On the line. Did his arm then take the corner flag before?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think he's okay, he's safe. It's a big decision for Phil Bentham. He's just got fingertips there before his elbow hits the whitewash. They'll slow it down. He's short there, but then it finishes up on it. Has he got control? Is it downward pressure with the chest? They're often given down under. That I do know.
Or has he lost control? Is that a knock-on?
He's got to find out whether he has control of that ball, and it's going to be a big decision.
Phil Bentham says, no try, it's a knock-on. He lost control of the ball as he was going over the line.
Wonderful work, though, wasn't it, by Greenshields? Owen thought that he'd got it. He had to go early.
it's worth a try because the pass from Westerman was magnificent. We've forgotten about that in all of this. But he lost it. It's all right there, and there he loses it.
It's a split-second decision, and I think Phil Bentham has got it absolutely spot on. But I'm with you, Eddie. What about the pass from Westerman? Sheer quality.
Here's Bell now.
I don't know whether it would have made much difference, Eddie, but Castleford had attempted to substitute the right winger, Kirk Dixon. He was in the centre of the field when Owen came down that short side. Now, I know he's still limping, Dixon, but having a man in support might have just helped Owen. Perhaps an option to pass the ball to him as well. Another opportunity, as you say, just gone missing for the Tigers.
Just look at this.
Beautiful.
That's flicked off. And it's back to one. He's deemed that to be a charge down. It looked like it came off the head, that. Here is Muniz. This is a glorious opportunity for the Catalan Dragons. So the arms were up.
Yeah, I think Ryan Boyle certainly moved the arm. That's how it was given by the official.
5 minutes to half-time, 10 points apiece. 3 tackles here in this set of 6 for the Dragons. Maguire nearly through. Higgins, importantly, and Boyle. Here is Remy Casté. Last tackle, right underneath the Tigers' sticks here.
Will he go for the power play again?
Bosch. Oh, there's a chance for Ellimer. Oh, it wasn't a great kick.
And again, the throttle tackle. It's a problem that the French have. And the crowd don't like it. Not the best kick. Good position, though.
Yes, Joe Westerman did well then to tidy up for the Tigers. 4 minutes to go to half-time. Strong run from Fan Marina, met by Greg Muniz.
Well, it just shows you, doesn't it? I mean, Castleford looked as though they were going to run riot in the opening 15 minutes. The visitors, they looked all at sea, and it just shows you how they can get back into the game just with good, hard, solid work. That's a good kick. Will it be too long? Yes.
I'll say this Castleford pitch here, it's lush. Phil and I were on it before, and you know there isn't a weed on this field at all. It's one of the best surfaces in the Super League, there's no doubt about that.
It has been for years. They pride themselves down here in the jungle.
Must be something in the air. The grass is magnificent. Tomorrow night, Hulkingston Rovers against Wigan. Sunday at 6 on Sky Sports 1 HD1. Hull KR and Wigan. Interesting to see how Wigan scrub up after the week that they have had. Losing Gareth Hock for the time being. His B sample is due on the 30th of June, which is the middle of next week, for his alleged anti-doping problem. Last tackle here, there's a Catalan Dragon player flat out. I think it might be Casey Maguire, as McGoldrick tidies up at the back for the Tigers.
Perfect work overtime as well in the Tigers. First it's McGoldrick, then you get Dixon coming through, Richard Owen.
Just in the defensive line now.
Well, they've actually got McGoldrick there, back at full-back on it, because Dixon's left the field with injury. So there's a bit of reshaping, and Craig Netherton's come on here now for the new hooker for Castleford. But they are under pressure as we approach half-time. There's a real hunter mentality now at the Catalan Dragons. They're after these guys.
They're sensing something, aren't they?
Got to be careful though of Catalans not to give away a silly penalty. That's a nice kick.
It's a relieving kick.
What's the chase like? Pretty good as well. They're coming in as a unit.
Green Shields gets past Clayton. He couldn't get away from Ryan Boyle. Here's Stephen Bell taking on Boyle again. Netherton was there also. Castleford are no strangers to tight games. 9 of their 18 this season decided by 8 points or less this year. And this at the moment is deadlocked at 10 apiece. A minute and a half to the half-time siren. Maguire, now fully recovered, gets the ball away to Riles. And Riles then finds the man out on that far side, which is Gossard. Gossard was thinking of smuggling it back then to Adam Mogg, but Castleford's defence saw to it that he couldn't. This is the last tackle here.
Surely plenty of height.
It's with Mogg. It's down the line. McGoldrick, as Phil says, now operating at full-back. And that will take a little bit away from the motor in an attacking sense.
Well, it just depends on how McGoldrick involves himself now in the game as a full-back. Probably easier for him to get involved, but whether they make him have to return the ball through kicks, doesn't seem to have a lot of energy left now in this set, having running back first play.
It's Widders again. Here's Rangi Chase. Back to Boyle. Halted. 10, or rather right on the halfway line.
Go. Last.
Netherton to Chase. Kick again. Bell. That's easy for him. That wasn't the best kick from Rangi Chase. Oh, and Bell has gone round them. Oh, he went to ground there, though. It's almost a voluntary tackle, that, isn't it?
Well, he slipped. It certainly was going.
He saw the whitewash approaching, and he just went to ground.
Surrender. Stand.
5 seconds to half-time. Kick and chase surely for Catalan Dragons. Oh, no, they get a penalty. High tackle.
Kick at goal, not kick and chase.
Going to say, kick it on halfway. Thomas Bosk.
Got one player.
No doubt about it. Netherton swinging arm. See the head go back. They haven't gone for the 2. They want more than that. This will be the up and under.
This is the last play. Next tackle. It's the half-time siren, and they're going for it. They're going for it with Pello. He drops the ball. It's a knock on, and that will be half-time. Well, if Pello takes that, Kevin Walters goes in with a half-time lead. They were 10-0 down. Pello's try got them going again after 22 minutes, the Catalan Dragons. Castleford stretching into a 10-0 lead after just 6 minutes. But then the Catalan Dragons, they just started to settle down. Pello and Bale with the tries in a 5-minute spell midway through the half. And we've got